Hi everybody, we wanted to show how to adjust the flame of the Isiheat torch. People seem to have problems. So first I lit the torch and I don't know how much oxygen is flowing, and I just adjusted as much propane just to get a working flame, and now I dial in slowly the oxygen, and to do that you turn the valve to the left, and when you do that, when you dial the oxygen in, you should observe the flame. The more oxygen is flowing, the more narrow the flame should be. And right now I opened the propane, and this is the point where you can reduce glass to make a metallic shine over it. And I just turned the propane down to make such a tiny flame to do decorations with stringers. And that is the normal working flame. And this, ta-da, is our Easy Rider. It's a booster. It makes a much wider flame, and it's connected to another oxygen concentrator, and so you have more, well, fuel, so to say, and you can have a wider and much hotter flame, which allows you to do small borrow projects, and still you can do the very tiny needle flame, and from that up to that broad flame, and everything is just adjusted with the propane. Okay, now I started with the flower bead. This is Lauscha. The color is tricolor green. It makes a nice base. It looks a little bit like, I don't know what. It have some texture in it. And I start with a small barrel. This is what I do now. I make a small barrel, and I always add glass to glass. On the seam of that small barrel I lay the next layer of glass down. So I do it like that to avoid air bubbles that would trap if you add the next layer of glass on the mandrel. So this will take some time to build up that barrel. I know it's not the fastest way to do a barrel, but with a glass like that, which is making, well, a kind of pattern, you don't want it to have blotches on it. It will not look good. So I do it like that. It will take some time. So now the barrel is done. It is as wide as I wanted it, and now I lay 1 or 2 layers of glass in the middle of that barrel. I want to achieve a lemon-like form. The base bead should be formed like a lemon, and so having done that, I do the stringer decoration now. I had turned the flame down to a needlepoint flame, and I do the scroll work now on tip of that very tiny flame. And as you can see, I move both hands. I move the right hand is doing the details, and I move the left hand to bring the bead in the right position to have I want to apply the stringer with a certain kind of pressure, so it lays on the bead and will not pop off. And so you want to turn the bead always in that direction that you can add the stringer decoration with a little pressure. Now I'm turning the heat more on, more oxygen, no rubbish, more propane, sorry, to melt the decoration in now. Okay, when the scroll work is all flat, I start to add very small dots out of this is, I think it was ivory, and I do a 5-dot flower bead, and this is how I lay the dots down. They are very small because they get another layer of transparent glass, and they are as far apart from each other that you could lay another point in between, another dot, not point, sorry. And now I melt them in. I melt them almost in. I have forgotten to prepare the colored stringer that I want to be the flowers made with. This is transparent red, Moretti, and so I have to do an emergency stringer, and this is how I do it. The tip of the mandrel should glow, that the glass stick to it, and I melted a blob of that transparent red, and now I pull it out. The bead should be hot before you do that, so it don't get too cold that it will not crack. So first thing is I make the bead warm again and let that stringer, that transparent stringer, cool a little bit. Okay, so the bead glows again, and so I let the surface stiffen up, and now I apply the red, which looks clear right now. I cover that ivory dot best entirely. To do it like that, I push down that string. I push it really hard on that ivory dot to cover it and to make the glass stick immediately to the ivory. And in between, I reheat the bead, and that little and pointed flame is enough to bring the bead to a glow. Okay, all dots are done, and now melted in a little bit. They are now slightly raised, still slightly raised. I want it like that because now I apply so much heat to the flowers, and if they would be flat before I do that, now they will, the edges will look like blown away.